my 16th birthday, I decided to have an overnight at Rohs Opera House. I invited 5 friends, and we stayed there for my birthday, which was Valentine's Day.
We made arrangements with Roger and Shelley Slade to rent a theater, just thinking it would be a really different kind of birthday. We didn't really have any idea how different it might be. The girls had movies and food. They stayed up most of the night. I think I was the first to fall asleep, and then was awakened about between 5 and 5:30 the next morning, listening to a really loud female voice wailing. It sounded at times like it was in the same room with us. At first I thought it might be one of the girls, but then I counted and they were still asleep on the floor. The first one or two to wake up were pretty scared. Finally, I think they had to wake the last one.
She slept through it.
It was on and off for probably 2 hours. Most of the time sounded like the female voice wailing, moaning, but at one point it changed and sounded very much like a child's voice, and again was very distressed.
A few hours, we'd been hearing this for a while, and some of the girls had to go to the restroom. Well, the restroom was located in the hallway, not in the room where we were staying, and they didn't want to get up by themselves to go use it. So we took a group and walked out into the hallway, and we're taking turns, one by one. And you started to tell us a story.
Roger Slade had told me a story about an incident that had happened years ago. There was a fire in town on the adjacent corner, and as soon as I mentioned the Selden Reniker Inn, we heard this giant crash from the balcony. Most of the girls flew back into the party room. Rachel and I had to stay put. We knew that one of her friends was still inside the restroom. As soon as the crash ended, we heard a scratching, and the light appeared under the balcony door.
Well, later I went back to kind of check it out because I'm very curious, and I took the friend who was actually in the bathroom at the time. And we went back, opened the balcony doors, and looked around, and where there had been a giant piece of foam board wedged in the window, it was out. It looked like it had been knocked out, and it was just on the floor. So that's what made the noise, and then we noticed that the light was right there, and that was coming in from the window, probably reflecting off the snow.
It had to be one of the most intriguing birthdays, I think, ever,
Yeah.
and certainly the most memorable to Rachel and her friends.